Couple of things I've noticed anyway here. Number one, I can't bring my tripod leads back in because the amount of ice is after forming on them.
Yeah, just there. Yeah, limit. Yeah.
Day 3 began with beautiful alpine glow. It was cold. Coldest morning that we've had since we first arrived. As we headed to a high altitude lake, it was going to be my first time ever on a frozen lake. But I didn't know what to expect because we've had snow, so I wouldn't really be able to see the ice that stood underneath me. Little did I know that it was about to get colder than I've ever experienced before.
It's day 3 of our trip here in the Dolomites, and we've arrived to a lake just off the side of the road actually, but as you can quite imagine, it's frozen. Now, I've never been on a frozen lake before in my life, and whilst, the idea of it sounds fantastic, it's a lake now that's covered in snow, so it is going to be hard to find some foreground interest for a shot. We are surrounded as well by peaks. We're pre-dawn at the moment, so we're just getting some alpine glow, so I'm being lit really by the reflection, I suppose, really, as opposed to sunlight. But going to head on to the lake here, going to see what I can get, and sure, yeah, let's go and let's see what today brings. Over here now, the part where you can get a small bit of foreground interest in it, hopefully. There's a bit of water that's not frozen, so there's a flow of a river that's coming through. And there's some nice ice crystals that are here. There's a nice kind of a bank that I've gotten for the first photograph, but the ice is thin, not very thin, but it's thin, so I don't dare to walk any further towards the edge. But got a shot framed here. You got the moon. I don't know if I'll be able to get it into the frame because I want to get down low to be able to get this curve that you see here on the edge, and then you've got the ice crystals like I mentioned a moment ago. Settings at the moment as well, pretty quick f8, and I'm focusing here right in front of me, and then obviously in the back as well. That should be in focus. I'll check it in. If I need to do a focus stack, I'll do a focus stack, but it should be okay. I'm not too close to what I want to shoot. I'm at 16mm as well, as wide open as I can get. But yeah, beautiful to be on a frozen lake, play around here now and see what type of compositions I can get.
Thing called abstract beard ice beard.
Okay, how does that work?
You just dip your face in the water here.
Oh, come on, give us a look at that.
Oh fuck, the ice is gonna break.
Oh yeah, there he goes, right?
That's nice actually.
There he goes. Now we watch now and see how fast that takes to freeze.
Yeah, so we'll come back to you in about a minute.
Yeah, let's do it. Ten seconds later.
He's exaggerated a bit. It's about 30 seconds later, but holy shit.
Yeah, hang on, let's have a look. Frozen beards. I've come over here now to the river that I said to you that's not frozen, it's still flowing through this lake area. And actually what I'm quite surprised at is maybe, I'm not quite sure because I don't see what this looks like ordinarily, but what I'm quite surprised at is that there's a lot of sediment that's here as well. So maybe the way that the coldness has come in and frozen the lake, it's kind of pushed the water. I doubt it, but it looks as if, the sediment as well could be here for a long period of time. So maybe I'm on the other side of the lake Now I melt across it, I'm not quite sure, I can't see. But either which way, I've put the tripod, as you can see, right into the middle of the water because I want to use the flow as a leading line up to the peaks that you see in the background here. We are now at first light, and actually one moment, we're now at first light, so I don't want to miss that shot. But we're now at first light, and I'm using, at the side of this here, there's some lovely ice crystals. So they're like little ice sheets that are coming through. And I think with the light now bouncing off the top as well, the top of those are lighting up nicely also. So maybe that might give it a bit of a nicer foreground interest. I'm finishing in the background with these peaks. They're just being touched now, as I just said a moment ago, by the first light. And then we have the moon as well, a half moon above it. Not quite sure if I'm going to be able to get that in the shot. And if I do, because I'm shooting such a wide angle, it may not even be visible. But I think it's going to be a nice shot anyway. Behind you here, I can see where this river is coming from. There's a small bit of a interesting look of a waterfall. It's not a waterfall, it's around about maybe a foot high, but it'll certainly give a different look, I think, anyway, to what I'm finding quite hard at the moment to be able to find a composition for. I'm up at this waterfall that I thought was a waterfall anyway, and it's actually quite interesting. I think it's some sort of pipe that pushes the water through from this area to the other, but the pipe is angling up, and when the pipe is angling up, it's throwing the water up. So the water is actually frozen above it in a kind of a canopy above the pipe, and then obviously you've got some icicles that are coming down either side of that. I've come to the back of it here first to take a photograph of it looking this way, so you have the flow of the water coming to the peaks with the light that are on them. Again, we are at dawn now, so there's direct light that's hitting the top of the peaks there. But it's really, really nice, really, really different, I think, and I'm happy that I managed to get a leading line and a bit of foreground interest in something that I found quite hard to be able to find some foreground interest in the first place. Couple of things I've noticed anyway here. Number one, I can't bring my tripod legs back in because the amount of ice is after forming on them, so I have to try and wait now until I can get them a small bit warm so that I can close them up. But that now, if you look, very unusual position for the tripod to be in, so I had to keep the legs open and obviously get them as wide as possible to get down as low as I could go. This is absolutely beautiful structure. It's formed obviously just by the ice, but it's really, really nice how the whole thing actually kind of curves around. You've got some icicles that are falling down underneath it as well. And I'm not really concentrating on anything got to do with up high. This is purely what I want to look at. There's a lovely blue glow as well that's coming now from the morning light. So I think this is a really, really nice spot, really, really nice photograph to be able to find. And I'm also trying to do a bit of a long exposure. So I'm at half a second. I had to bring my F up to around F18 and bring my ISO down to 50 because I said I'd travel light. I left my bag back down this way, so I don't have any of my filters. So a bit of long exposure without any filters is always good, I suppose, really to challenge. But I'll give you a look at this shot and I'm going to go off down and see if I can get something with the trees that are in this area as well. as we're walking through here now, I spotted on the left hand side frozen water, and I'm going to see if I can get a nice composition with what I have in front of me. Trying to want to have something as well unspoiled if possible. Not quite sure if it's going to be possible. It's quite deep actually here in regards to the snow. So what I'm thinking is with here might get a nice bit of reflection of the light hitting the alpine in the background. A couple of nice little trees as well here. So I'm going to play around with some compositions, see if I can stand on this part here. Hopefully the ice is thick enough to take my weight. Should do, but we'll see. So as I sink even further into more snow, I think this should be deep enough, or yeah, thick enough. Let's see. Have to be uber careful. Check the integrity of it. Should be all right. Problem with ice is it's slippy. Yeah, that's nice here. Okay, so let's go. Let's take a walk over onto this. There is some nice reflections coming off here. Don't know how thick this ice actually is, but I'm going to take the camera off. Oh, as you can probably hear that ice cracking here underneath me. So don't think I can actually go to that side. It might end up having to be a handheld shot, but we'll see. We'll walk, see where we can go gingerly. Going to change my settings here, try and get as fast a shutter speed as I possibly can, with enough depth of field. So 1/20th of a second. I'm going to put my ISO onto 100, and we'll see here if I can get a shot. Now you are going to be in the image because I don't particularly want to have to go again and try and take it out. So I'm going to have to try and Photoshop you out of the shot. There's a little arch with it here as well in front of me, so I'm going to see if I can get that within the photo. I've got the moon as well. Am I getting a fast enough shutter speed? I am. Okay, so I'm about to use this handheld. Stabilization is on, just to be on the safe side. I'm at 16 mil, as wide as I can go. Take the moon, take the focus point, 2-second timer. Yeah, and I think that's going to be a lovely shot. Quite precarious, obviously, when I'm stood here, but I think I'm safe enough. If I do go down, it's not going to be that deep anyway, because I think it's only a small bit of a stream that's frozen over, and I can see the rock as well from underneath, so it should be fine. But yeah, I'm going to try and get a couple of photographs in here. I'll play around with some different compositions with the light that's in the background here. It's actually quite nice, and it's a snow-covered peak as well. In the Dolomites, I've noticed that, you know, the rocks, they're beautiful, and there's a lovely kind of a reddish, pinkish, peachish colour to the rocks, but where we are right now, the snow is actually covering the peaks that are there on this side. So that'll be nice as a change to get a different type of shot. But yeah, like I say, I'm going to play around here, try and compose this, and I'm going to sign out from this episode. Thank you very, very much, as always, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the adventure I've had for my first time on a frozen lake. I would love to be able to have seen ice, but unfortunately, obviously, the snow has come on top of the ice, so it's not really good, because you can actually get some of those lovely little bubbles and stuff also, that can come up through the water and freeze, but we don't have those here. But still, nonetheless, it's fun and it's interesting to be out. So thanks very much for watching. Please leave me a like and a comment below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, and until the next time, slán go fóill from the Dolomites.